Assalamu alaikum and good morning, students. I hope that you all are fine and enjoying a good time in your home. So, now let's start our today's social studies lesson. As you can see on your screens, that today again we are going to continue our unit Water and Our Environment. And today we are going to cover the next 3 pages of this unit, textbook page number 68 till 70, with the subtopics why do we need water and too little water or too much. In the previous lesson, we have learned about that how water comes into our taps for the rainwater, and now we are going to learn about the uses of water and what will happen that we get too much water or too little water. So now let's start our today's lesson formally. I hope that you all are ready with your textbook and pencils now. So now let's discuss first of all our today's learning objective. As you can see on your screens, that students will be able to enlist different uses of water. It means that you will tell about the different uses of water as maximum as you can. And the second one is that you will be able to understand the meaning of flood and drought. Now, these two things, flood and drought, are the new concepts for you, but when we will read in the book, inshallah, you will learn about that. So, now let's start it and open your textbook page number 68. And like always, first of all, as you all know, that we are supposed to write down our today's written day first of all. So, here I will show you your today's written day. Day is the Tuesday. Capital T you will use, and then here is the classwork, and date is 13th April 2021. Please don't forget that you have to write down A capital for April and C for the classwork, and please keep your handwritings neat and work should be tidy. So here now we are going to start reading of our today's topic. So now let's start it. Please put your pencils under the each word and you all will read with me. So now let's start our subtopic. Why do we need water? That for which purpose and in how many things we can use water. So now first of all let's discuss the pictures. Here you can see that a gardener is watering the plants. It means that same like the human beings, plants also need the water, and as we have discussed in our previous lesson, that without water life is impossible on earth. So here we can see that the plants also need water to grow. And the second one, we are reading here about the animals. You can see some buffaloes in the water, and here we can see that like humans and the plants, animals also need water. So now let's start reading now. First line is that all living things need water. If there is no water, they die. Same point which we have discussed right now, that we all know all the living things, either they are plants or they are animals, every living thing need water to live. Without water, no life will be here on our planet or in our surroundings. So now let's, under the picture, we will read here. People use water in many ways. We drink water, and now here we can see that we are going to enlist the ways in which we can use water. So first one is this, that is very important, and we all know about that we drink water. This is the most important use of the water because without water no life is possible. Second one is that we cook. For cooking, we also need water, just like if we want to boil something or we are making some soups. So always we need water. Next point is this, that we wash clothes. We all know this thing that without water we can't wash anything. Always we are using water to wash something, and if we will not have water, we can't even wash our dirty clothes. Next point, we wash ourselves. when we are taking bath or we want to wash our face or hands after using toilets, always we are using the always we are using the water to wash our hands or our bodies. And even you can imagine that there will be no water, so we will be not able to wash ourselves, and germs will be on us in our surrounding also. And again, here we travel on boats. If we want to cross a river or a canal, or sometimes we want to cross some oceans, so we are using the ships and boats, and ships and boats travel only in the water. So for the traveling, we also use water is also useful or helpful for us. Next point is this, and the last line, we wash the dishes. Same like our clothes, uh, as we have discussed that for washing we use water. So just like the clothes are, we also do dishes for with the water. It is also important. Next point is this, that we cool air. In the air coolers which we have in our homes or something like that, always we use the water to cool down the air. And the last point is this, that we put out fire. If we are going for camping on the mountains, or if we are doing some barbecue in some parks or some outside, we have to use water to put out the fire. Or sometimes, as you have seen in the news, that there is fire in some factories or in some forests, so always they are using water to put it out. So water is very important in our lives, and here we have read about the different uses of water. I hope that they all are in your mind. So here we have done the reading of page number 68, and now we are going to do the exercise which we have in the last portion of page number 68, that write sentences under the pictures. First one they have solved for us, as for example that we wash the dishes. As you can see in the picture that a lady is washing a plate. So here is the first use of water. Same like that we have different pictures, as you can see on number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 or 8. We have different pictures here, and we have to write down the uses of water under these pictures. And you can take help from the textbook, from the text from page number 68. Just we have read it and we have discussed it clearly. So please take your pencils and keep your handwritings neat, sharp your pencils, and try to avoid erasing again and again. Be careful about the spellings. So now let's start our writing written task now. And here you can see that here these are the points on the exercise on page number 68. You can take help while you are doing the written work for the spellings. So now let's start it. Here you can see in the picture that a boy is holding a glass in his hand, and what is he doing? Exactly, he is drinking the water. So now here you will write down that we drink water. Please W as the first letter of the sentence will be capital, and at the end you will write down you will put a full stop. Next one is this, that we travel on. Exactly, this is a boat. So here we will write down the next one point, that we travel on boat. So you can say that we use boats for traveling. And have you remembered that we have the point that we drink water for the first one picture, and for the second one picture, under this you can see that we travel on boats. Here is written that we travel on boats and we drink water. These two we have done. So and the next one point you can see here in the picture, that a man is trying to put out the fire. So we will write down here in the number 4 that we put out fire. And next one, here you can see a chef and he is cooking something. So here you can easily write down that what is the use of the water. Obviously we use to cook, exactly. As I have told that to cooking the soups and to boil something, always we need water. Oh, here is the picture that is you have seen this one thing in your home sometimes, that when your mother or your maid is trying to starting to wash the clothes. So here we can also, you can understand that what are we going to write down, that we use water to wash our clothes. And the next one, it's very common and it's very important because this thing prevent us from the germs. And this is a very important thing in our lives, that we use water to wash ourselves. And the last one, as we have discussed earlier, and I have told you that in the water coolers, especially now in the summer season is going to start, and we always use the water coolers or the air conditioners to cool down the air. So we use water in the air coolers to cool down the air. And here again, you can see for the help that we wash clothes for number 6, and we wash ourselves for number 7. And here is the we cook, where a chef is cooking, and we put out fires, you can see on the number 4. We cool air, it's for the last one picture. And we wash the dishes just like we wash clothes, same like that we wash the dishes. Here you can take help for your written task. Please keep your handwritings neat. Work should be tidy and without, inshallah, any spelling error. I hope this thing is very easy because most of the spellings from here you already know. And this is not a difficulty, it's not difficult for you, but just for your guideline or for your help, I am showing you here the solve one part. You can recheck your work from here, or you can recheck your spellings also. As here we have written that we drink water for number 2. Number 3 is here that we travel on boats. And number 4 is that we put out fires. And number 5 is that we cook food. Number 6, we wash clothes. And number 7 is we wash ourselves. And the last one, we cool air. I hope that you all have done this one task with me here, and your spellings will be also correct, inshallah. And I hope that your work is also very neat, your writings are neat. So here we have done the page number 68 with the exercise also. So now let's move on the next one page. Here now I will show you on your screens. That is the textbook page number 69 with the subtopic too little water or too much. That we have read about the water shortage, that if there is no rain, so we can face the issue of the water shortage. But now we are going to read about two more issues, that if we are going to have too little water or too much water, then what will happen here. Here you can see the picture on your textbook with the text. It's a picture of the earth. An extremely dry land is here, and we are going to read about this one, that how it can happen. So now let's first of all read our text. Please again keep your pencils in your hands. Put your pencils under the each word so we can do it now easily and together. So now let's start it. Sometimes there is too little water and there are droughts. It does not rain for a long time, so there is a water shortage. So here they are telling us that if we are facing the water shortage for a very long period, means there are no rains for months or years, then we can face this kind of condition which we can see in the picture, that is called droughts. When there are no rains and there are there is extreme shortage of water, then we are going to face this kind of condition, droughts. And it is due to the water shortage. Next is here that crops, animals, and even people die because they need water to live. When you can see the condition of the land is like this, so it is impossible to grow any kind of plant or any kind of crop on this land without water. And if there will be no water, then there will be no animals and there will be no human life even. So due to the lack of water or due to the droughts, people or animals or crops or plants, nothing is possible on that kind of land. So here they are telling us that every kind of life can die if we are having some droughts, because everything needs water. We have read it in the previous lesson or in this previous page also, that without water, life is impossible. Every living thing need water to live. So now here the first paragraph we have done. So now let's move on the next one. Here you can see a picture that there is a lot of water, and it is not a stream or a lake or a river. It is a road which that is covered by the water, and you can see that people are traveling in a boat on this. And behind them you can see that the houses are even covered with the water. Water has overcome over them. So now let's start reading that what kind of condition is this, that sometimes there is too much water and there are floods. First of all, we have read about the too little water. Then when there is no water, there is the condition of drought and no life is possible. And now we are getting to know that if there is too much water, then this condition will be turned into flood. And flood is this, that there is too much water. So now let's keep reading it. It rains a lot and water goes over people's houses and farms. It means then when there are too much rains or heavy rainfall is there, so it in the result there will be too much water that will be turned into floods, and it can goes over it can go over people's houses and the farms. Farms means the fields where they are growing the crops or plants. So in the result, crops, animals and people die. The same situation when we which we can face in the condition of drought, the same which we can face in the condition of flood, that if there will be too much water and it will overcome on all kinds of houses or farms, so there will be also no crops, again there will be no animal and there will be no human life possible. So the last one is here we are reading in the floods that in bad floods, people often get ill or die because they drink dirty water. Obviously, when water is running on the roads or in the houses, that will be not a clean water. And when you are surrounded by the water, you will not get any kind of eatable or any kind of clean water. So you will be forced to drink or to use that dirty water. So in the result, people can get ill if they will use those that dirty water. So when the flood there is a very bad flood for a long time of period and people are forced to use the dirty water, so they could get ill. And here we have done the text reading of textbook page number 69 also. Now turn over your page and we are moving towards the page the remaining part on textbook page number 70. Here we can see a poster for the help, that floods in Sindh, please help. It's a pamphlet type. You can see that people are asking for help when there was a very bad flood in the Sindh. So now let's start reading it, that how we can help the people who are surrounded by the floods. That when there is a flood or a drought, we can help people by giving them money. If in our country or in the world, if somewhere is conditions are very bad, So we should always help others. We are learning about these things in the books, and we should also practice these things, that when the conditions are bad somewhere near to us, we should help people by giving them money, by giving them food, or even by giving them shelters also. And the last one paragraph is this, that we can also try to save water so that there is enough clean water for everyone. Again, the make I have told you in the previous lesson also that this is the most important thing, that we should use water carefully. We shouldn't waste it, and we should use it in a proper way, so everybody could get would be able to get the clean water, and there will be no shortage of water also. So this was the end of our reading from textbook page number 70, and now we are going to solve this one short exercise at the end of textbook page number 70. There are three we can see the points they have given us. That first one is that collect rainwater from our roofs. The second one is that take only 2 minutes in the shower. And the third one is the turn off the tap after we wash our hands. And we have to match with these points with the relevant pictures. First one they have done, that we should collect the water from the roofs. Here you can see that they are collecting water in the drums. Here you can see that they have put water then to collect the rainwater. And the next one is that take only 2 minutes in the shower. And some of us, we can say that most of the people take too long showers when they went to take bath, and we are wasting water in this way. So we should take a short water, and we should not waste the water in this way. So you can guess easily that with which picture we are going to match the point number 2 exactly with the third one, with the last one picture. Here you will match it. You can use the color pencil for matching, or you can use simple your lead pencils or scales. Please try to make a straight and a neat line, and this one point you will match with the last one picture. Third one is that we should turn off the taps after using it. So here the first one picture is remaining, and we can see that a boy is washing his hands, and he is turning off the tap after using it. So we will match it with number 3. And I hope that you have done this, because it's very easy and very short step for our exercise. So here we have done the exercises and the reading from textbook page number 68 till 70, and our reading task is finished here. So now let's have a quick and a brief recap of our today's lesson, as we have here some important discussion points. So now let's start it. The first point is this, that all living things need water. We have discussed this thing in many times, that without water there is no life, and all the living things, either they are the plants or the animals or the human beings, everything needs water. The second one is this, that without water life is not possible. If there is no water, there is no life. Everyone and everything needs water to survive. So without water life is impossible. The third one is this, that there are many uses of water, like to drink, to cook, to wash, to cool air, and to put out fire, and for crops and the plants. We have discussed and we have written even these points also in our written task. And again, we are reading about these. Please keep these points in the mind. These are important, that why are we using the water, or in how many things we can use water: to drink, to cook, to wash, to cool air, and to put out the fire, and for crops and the plants. The next one is this, that water should be used carefully and it shouldn't be wasted. The most important point, that we should use water carefully and we shouldn't waste it, and we should try to save water for the human life. And the next point is this, that less rain causes the water shortage. This point we have also discussed and we have read it in detail in the previous lesson, that when there are no rains, then we can face the water shortage. So the less rain causes the water shortage. Next point is this, that prolonged water shortage means droughts. If there is no rain for a long time of period, and we are facing the water shortage for a very long time period, then there will be the condition of drought, that even every kind of life will be impossible in that area. And the next one is this, that in droughts, crops, people, and animals die because life is not possible without water. When we don't have water to use to drink, so there will be no life possible without the water, and the crops and the people or animals even can die, because without water life is impossible. The last one is this, that if there is too much water due to heavy rains, it could be turned into floods. If there are too heavy rains and we are having the situation of too many water, then it could be turned into the flood. The last is this, that in floods water goes over people's houses and farms, that water can destroy all kind of things, the houses, the farms, the fields, everything, and it's a total disaster. Next point is this, that crops, people, and animals can die due to floods. Same condition which we can face if we are facing the droughts, we could face in the floods also, that every kind of life will be impossible if there will be water overcome everywhere. And the last is this, that in bad floods, people often get ill because they drink dirty water. This point we have discussed earlier in detail, that if you are not getting clean water or you are forced to use the dirty water, so you can get ill also. And the point is here that in floods, we should help people with money, food, and shelter. That if there are the conditions of drought or the earthquake or the flood, we should help others always. It is the teaching of our religion also, and humanly this is also our duty, that we should always help other by giving them money or food or shelter. Whatever we can do for others, we should try to do. The last point is this, that we should save water so everyone could use clean water. If we are not if we are not wasting water during the hand washing or during the dishes or during the cloth washing or during the car washings, then we can save many water, and a huge quantity of water could be saved, so everyone could get the clean water to use or to drink. So here, this was the end of our today's lesson, and I hope that you all have read it properly and you have understood it properly. Now, please, after this lesson, you have to read your today's pages, textbook page number 68 till 70, at least twice to revise them. Keep the main points in your mind, which we have discussed. Also, the uses of water are very important, and about the droughts and about the floods, you should keep in your mind. So now I hope that you have enjoyed it. Inshallah, on Friday we will meet in our live lesson. Until then, take care of yourselves. Have a nice time. Allah Hafiz.